So what if one single day could tell you everything you need to know about the future of artificial intelligence? Okay, let's really dive into this because that's exactly what we're going to do today. We're looking at a single day, October 15th, 2025. A day that, believe it or not, perfectly captures the central defining tension in AI right now.
See, on one side, you've got this explosion of raw AI power. It's like a technological rocket ship just accelerating at this breathtaking pace. But on the other side, you have this global movement that's scrambling to build a launch pad, the safety protocols. This fundamental tension, this unstoppable force of innovation, meeting the immovable object of human responsibility, that's the story we're exploring.
All right, first up, let's look at the engine of this revolution. I'm talking about the sheer, breathtaking power that is propelling AI forward. And it all starts with the silicon heart of the machine, the hardware itself.
So on this one day, boom, Apple unveils its M5 chip. And look, this is not just some minor speed bump. No way. It's a fundamental shift, totally designed to put a private AI powerhouse right there in your hands. We're talking 6 times the AI performance of the M1. The whole strategy here is to process your data locally, making AI faster, more secure, and way more personal.
And this really gets at a huge split in the AI landscape. You've got Apple pushing all this intelligence to the edge, to your devices, making privacy and instant response the top priority. But at the same time, pretty much the rest of the industry is going all in on the cloud, building these colossal, centralized data centers with almost infinite computational power.
And the scale of that bet on the cloud? It is just staggering. On the very same day, get this, deals were announced for over 240,000 of NVIDIA's most advanced GPUs. This isn't just an investment, it's a full-blown compute arms race to build the next generation of huge AI models in the cloud. The price of entry is literally billions of dollars.
So what's all this new power for? Well, it's fueling this massive paradigm shift in how businesses even operate. We are seeing the dawn of what people are calling the Agentic Enterprise. This is a future where AI agents don't just analyze the business from the sidelines. No, they are on the field running key parts of the company.
And here is a perfect example of this in action. Oracle and PwC are deploying hundreds of autonomous agents just like this one. It handles the entire accounts payable process, from invoice to payment. This is a fundamental shift in how work gets done. Humans are no longer in the loop, they're moving to being on the loop, supervising the AI that's doing all the heavy lifting.
But, this incredible acceleration isn't just reshaping boardrooms, it's actually saving lives. In super high-stakes fields like medicine, AI is enabling a completely new generation of diagnostic tools. Just look at these 2 breakthroughs. You've got researchers at USC who developed an algorithm that can find rare cancer cells in a blood sample without even being told what to search for. It just finds the thing that's different. At the same time, an AI at Mount Sinai is up to 16 times better at spotting sepsis risk in newborns. These systems are seeing critical patterns that are completely invisible to the human eye.
So all of this incredible power naturally leads to a really critical question. How do we control it? And that brings us to the other side of our story. Because with great power comes great responsibility, right? And the global push for rules and for order is now gaining some serious momentum.
And that push, well, it often starts with a very personal question. This one, posed by a new Stanford study, gets right to the heart of the conflict. What is actually happening to the data we share with AI? Okay, so the crucial point from this Stanford report is that the business model for a lot of these AI companies is built on using your data by default. You actually have to go in and actively opt out to stop your conversations from being used to train their next models. This just highlights that fundamental tension between tech progress and our personal privacy. And it's not just about privacy. The World Economic Forum is now warning about a new systemic risk they're calling AI autophagy, or model collapse. It's this danger that as AI fills the internet with AI-generated content, future AIs that train on that data will just start to get worse, degrading and creating this polluted data ecosystem. It's a huge call for data traceability, so we actually know where our information is coming from.
And these concerns, they are no longer just academic. As you can see here, over 70% of S&P 500 companies now officially flag AI as a material risk in their public filings to investors. For corporate boards, AI governance isn't just a good idea anymore. It's a fiduciary duty.
And this wave of governance is happening literally everywhere. On this same day, Montana released AI guidance for its K-12 schools, a major higher ed group released a 10-year action plan, and the UN hosted a global conference on AI security and ethics.
The race for rules is definitely on, at every single level of society.
So, where does all this leave us? Well, this constant tension between this breathtaking acceleration and the urgent need for governance, it's basically defining the key strategic battlegrounds for the entire future of AI.
The intelligence briefs from this day really point to three critical fronts where this conflict is all going to play out. First, the very architecture of computing. Is it going to be decentralized on our devices or centralized in the cloud? Second, the race to build the dominant operating system for that agentic enterprise we talked about. And third, this new and fascinating market, trust as a service.
Let's just zero in on that last point for a second, because it really signals a profound shift in our economy. As AI becomes ubiquitous and its creations are basically indistinguishable from our own, the ability to prove, to verify that something is trustworthy or safe or genuinely human, that becomes an incredibly valuable commodity.
And this is a perfect example of that in practice. A startup is now offering organic literature certification. It's like a seal of approval for books that are confirmed to be human-written. This isn't government regulation. This is the free market turning authenticity into a product. Trust is literally becoming a brand. Which, of course, brings us back to the central question of our time. We've seen the evidence. AI's power is accelerating exponentially. From science to business, it is transforming our world. But that same evidence shows us that our institutions, our ethics, and our rules are all struggling to keep pace. So the question we're left with is the defining one for the next decade. Can they possibly catch up?